Conover Family Dental, named top dentist 5 times. Conover Family Dental. The Finneytown Skyline Chili. Eat in and catering too. From the skyline of the Bombers, the Finneytown Skyline Chili. The Lyle team with Sipsy Klein. Call Nick and Katie Lyle with Sipsy Klein for your real estate needs. The Lyle team. RDI. Win smart with our people and your team. RDI. Walt's Hitching Post, a Northern Kentucky steakhouse dating back to 1942. Walt's Hitching Post, 20th Century Theater, connecting the community with art, music, and joy. 20th Century Theater. Tune in next time for St. Xavier Bomber football.
I'm a firefighter.
A teacher.
I'm a farmer. I'm a barber.
A waitress. A mom.
We're all part of your community. Every day we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good,
others not so much.
But that's life. It's when you experience a moment of uncertainty. Something or someone's behavior that doesn't seem quite right.
These are the moments to take a pause.
Because if something doesn't feel right, it's probably not.
It's not about paranoia
or being afraid.
It's about standing up and protecting our communities.
One detail.
Alrighty, guys, stand by.
Because a lot of little details can become a pattern.
We
trust our instincts.
Just like you should.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
This is the High School Football Tonight Show. Brought to you by AE Door and Window Company. They sell the best and service the rest. Penn Station East Coast Subs. Penn Station, it's all in good taste. Thomas More University. Accelerate your career with a business degree from Thomas More University. And by Kelsey Chevrolet on Route 50 and 275 in Lawrenceburg. Greater Cincinnati's fastest growing full service dealer. And the Tri-State's #1 Chevy lease dealer. All because of your family believing in ours. From our family to yours. KelseyChev.com. This is High School Football Tonight.
All right. Happy Friday night to you. Football Friday, the final Friday in October. We're back here to tell you all about all the action. It is High School Football Tonight, powered by TriStateFootball.com on Cincinnati's ESPN 1530, Fox Sports 1360. I'm Dan Klaskins, along with my good friend Greg Shoemaker. Will be with you till 11 p.m. tonight, talking to coaches all around the area. We've got playoffs already starting in Indiana, the final week of the regular season, playoff pairings to look ahead to in Ohio, a couple more weeks in Kentucky, but good games there to talk about as well. Good help behind the glass as always. Kenzie Barton producing the program here tonight and getting some help with our live stream from Elena Moore and Keegan Wood. You can check that out on TriStateFootball.com on our YouTube page there. And while you're there, check out the Underground Sports Shop scoreboard, TriStateFootball.com/scores. And Shu, here we are, man. Week 10, you were out at the Blitz 5, the final Blitz 5 tour stop of the season tonight at the Pit. That's how your night started. And dang, what a great game that was. Elder and LaSalle. And in general, I mean, here we are, week 10. Can you believe we've reached the final Friday in October?
It's hard to believe. It's really hard to believe. And I'm just really shocked at what's going on.
Yeah, I think we're having a little issue. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, what a great way. This night has been so much fun just watching these scores. And you're really talking about teams that are really fighting for their life. Senior nights all over the place tonight. You know, a lot of these kids know that this is going to be their last night that they suit them up, and then last night at home. And we've had some really great outcomes tonight, and we got some really good games, some blowouts tonight, but some really, really good games.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Some big time fallouts. We've seen some huge plays on the night, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, we're talking about division titles being won off of picks. We'll get to all of it and hand out some game balls before we threw. We did mention that LaSalle game, our Blitz 5 game of the week. LaSalle knocks off the Panthers 35-24 at the Pit in a game that was really even closer than the score would indicate. And as always, Our Elder Scores here on the program brought to you by Kelsey Truck Country on Route 50 and 275 in Lawrenceburg. They're Greater Cincinnati's fastest growing full-service dealer, the Tri-State's #1 Chevy lease dealer, all because of your family. Believing in ours, from our family to yours, it's KelseyChev.com. Shu, before we get to the quick break here, just in general, Elder LaSalle, they get the big win tonight. We heard about St. X here just rolling to 62-0. They're fighting for playoff positioning tonight. That's what we're going to be talking a lot about on the program. And that difference, like you said, it's the fact there's 2 home games versus 1 home game could be a big deal here. Certainly, it's not nice to travel on the road. So I look forward to breaking all that down with you. We're up against it now. We'll get to that, the scores, and our coach interviews. They'll all start up when we come back. With Dan Claskins and Greg Shoemaker and more. High school football tonight, right here on Cincinnati's ESPN 1530 and Fox Sports 1360.
This season, get premium tech that inspires joy from Dell Technologies. Bring projects to life with the XPS 16. It delivers supercharged processing for enhanced productivity and freedom to express yourself. Performance-class Dell PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors deliver a dedicated engine to help accelerate AI. Enjoy free shipping, Dell rewards, and expert support. When you get a Dell PC with AI, it gives back.
Okay, sounds good. Just let me know.
Hey, thanks for taking a look at my car so quickly.
Okay, start it up. I can tell you right now, lady, the problem is you're flushing your money right down the drain because your tires are underinflated.
Okay, wait, what?
Look, when your tires are properly inflated, you improve your gas mileage, which saves you money at the pump. Properly inflated tires also help keep you safe on the road. So stop flushing your money away and get some air in your tires. A message from the Rubber Manufacturers Association.
If you compare a diamond from Genesis Diamonds to one you find somewhere else, one thing will always stand out. The Genesis diamond is, well, prettier and more brilliant.
We will show you why our diamond's light performance is significantly greater than things you can get elsewhere.
Genesis Diamonds Vice President David Cooper.
Not just because of the color and the clarity, but because of things a certificate can't tell you. Because of the characteristics, the personality, the material.
It's the extra step in quality control that comes from an owner obsessed with perfection.
Our owner is incredibly picky when he buys diamonds, searching through hundreds just to get a handful. You will not see diamonds that have the fire at your average mall store or chain store or smaller independent because they don't have the access worldwide like Genesis Diamonds does. Our diamond's light performance, character, and explosive brilliance is bar none the best your money can buy.
Don't compromise with a diamond that just looks good on paper. Get a diamond that reflects your love in the best light possible.
This diamond has to be spectacular.
Genesis Diamonds on Montgomery Road.
There's something very dangerous in your home. It could be hiding in a closet or waiting in the basement. It's not sharp or toxic or flammable, yet it helps send more people to the trauma center than any other household item.
Hey, hon, do me a favor and hold the ladder for me.
I have a better idea. Let's just call somebody to clean the gutters.
To scoop out a few leaves? I'll be down in a heartbeat. Whoa!
No.
Using a ladder might seem easy. Misusing one is even easier. Ask any of the 150,000 people who fell off their ladders into the trauma center last year alone. Don't let a do-it-yourself project do yourself in. For tips on ladder safety, visit orthoinfo.org, a public service message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, who want to keep your bones safe, strong, and well-connected.
Mela Services has been your one-stop shop for window and carpet cleaning for over 15 years. We've built a reputation for excellence with thorough, responsive, and dependable service. Mela's proud of our 4.9 out of 5-star Google ranking because it means we've delivered excellent service to our customers over and over again. So let us put our award-winning team of cleaning experts to work for you. Check us out at melaservices.com/football.
WLWT Blitz 5 is putting the fun back in football.
Blitz 5 Nation, how we doing tonight?
With Charlie, Olivia, and the whole Blitz 5 team.
We're everywhere tonight. It's going to be exciting for everybody.
Tailgates, traditions, touchdowns, and more.
They heard about our pool party.
And it's all live only on Channel 5.
Where else would you rather be?
WLWT Blitz 5 with Charlie Clifford and Olivia Ray.
We've got a great night for high school football.
Tonight at 11.
Every 4 years, the world watches every corner kick, every save, every pass. The world watches its most beautiful game played at its highest level. And for a moment, the world stops turning for soccer. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank sponsor of FIFA World Cup 2026, supporting possibilities turned into achievements on the biggest stage. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America N.A., member FDIC.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter.
Here we go.
Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
All right, let's get right back into it here on High School Football Tonight, powered by TriStateFootball.com. Dan Kleskens, Greg Shoemaker, rolling right along with you. Week 10 of the season. That means the final week of the regular season in the Buckeye State. We're going to get out now to our TriStateFootball.com Underground Sports Shop scoreboard as we go to the GMC tonight, Shu. And I'll tell you what, man, it was a lot of lopsided contest in this one, but we did have a good one brewing all the way down to the end as 21st ranked Middletown, our Blitz 5 top 25. They made the trip to Fairfield. They come away 7-point victors, 28-21, the final in this one. And Greg, you know, as we're talking about playoff posturing and positioning, that's another nice win here for the Middies, who could be a dangerous team there and might give somebody a little first round matchup there they're not liking. But outside of that one, GMC blowout city. Hamilton knocks off Sycamore 50-3. Second ranked Lakota West over Mason 41-0. Princeton downs Colerain 41-3. Lakota East and Oak Hills was close for a minute, but in the end, the Thunderhawks pull away. They win 24-6.
Yeah, I mean, that was the first win for Middletown. They had lost 5 straight after starting the season 4-0. So that's a good win for them going into the playoffs. They needed that boost. And Grayson Goldsmith, the running back for Hamilton, set the school record tonight with rushing touchdowns in a season. So congratulations to him. He's had a big year. You know, you sit up there and you start looking at the GMC Offensive Players of the Year candidates. You got Jamison Kitna, the quarterback at Lakota East. You got Sam Wiles, the quarterback at Lakota West. And you got Grayson Goldsmith, the running back at Hamilton. There's 3 really good candidates right there for Player of the Year in that league, and all very, very worthy of the honor.
No doubt about it. You mentioned Sam Wiles. What another stat line he puts up tonight. As I mentioned, Lakota West just puts it to Mason 41-0, shutting out Mason and holding them to just 130 yards of total offense. But Sam Wiles on the night shoe, he goes 8 of 15 through the air for 110 and a touchdown there. 150, 2 touchdowns on 7 carries on the ground. So as we start to look ahead, and we'll have a better grasp of it here before we get off the air tonight, but Lakota West, I mean, we pretty much are at this point, and, you know, just looking live here at joeidle.com, which is pretty much our go-to when it comes to, like, projecting these playoff matchups at this point. It appears by all measure, the Lakota West has a strong chance here to be the 2 seed, right, besides Moeller. And those 2 obviously shoot probably, you know, your and most of our, you know, favorites, if you will, entering this playoff. But that battle for that 3rd and 4th seed could be critical. And right now, Winton Woods, Princeton, all battling it out there. Hamilton. That's what I was going to get at here as we talk about this GMC. They could be the forgotten ones here. And you mentioned their strong running game. I mean, that's what you need come November.
And they're red hot. I mean, they've won 7 in a row, and 7 in a row, man. And that's their most wins in a row in the 21st century. And I'm going to be out there this week talking with Coach Crouch a little bit about things. I'll see him Wednesday on our Gold Star Team
Team of the Week from last week, and he's super pumped about that. And they should be. Great season there, but
really good season.
Elsewhere on the scoreboard, not a lot of finals to give you, but let's head over to the ECC where most of the action is in the bag, and including Winton Woods and Lebanon, a game I was catching over on our friends Friday Football Live's little Red Zone channel here tonight, where, by the way, I'm tuning in right now as we speak here. If I seem distracted, Shoes, because I'm watching that on YouTube here in Taylor and Indian Hill. what a thriller this is. 28-21. Taylor trying to run it out there with 4:24. But back to the ECC where I was watching, it was Lebanon actually had Winton Woods sort of on the ropes tonight, but the Winton Woods Warriors come back in the battle of the Warriors here. They win 28-14, end up doubling up Lebanon.
Yeah, I mean, outscored or 28 unanswered points to end that ball game. Lebanon did have them right where they wanted them, but man, that defense took it up to another level when it had to. That Winton Woods defense, they're pretty special. It's going to be fun to watch them in Division I Region 4 play in this playoffs because it gives Division I Region 4 a totally different look with a good team like that.
They are certainly a wild card and a team that cannot be discounted. But again, I mean, tonight we were saying, they're not used to coming from behind here. So we shall see. Kings, they took care of business. Of course, that game was played at 5:00 tonight after being moved up for safety concerns at Walnut Hills. Kings cruises to a 42-0 victory over the Eagles there. West Claremont, they also win tonight, Shub, against Little Miami. This one's a little closer than maybe we anticipated, though. 17-7, the final in this contest.
Yeah, and those two boys, Bo Rickman and Landon Young, both had over 100 yards rushing. Young with the 121 tonight. Only player in school history with over 1,000 yards rushing in the season, unless Bo Rickman got there today, and he's not quite there because he's now 912. One guy's got 1,000 yards, first 1,000 yard season in their history, and Bo Rickman is ran for more yards than any other player in West Claremont history. So 1-2 punch there. They're typical grinding it out selves and do it in quite great fashion tonight.
We're still waiting for finals on Anderson, Loveland, Turpin, Milford. We'll share those in a bit. Let's go over to Kentucky, Greg, and get some scores there, some good contest. As you know, Kentucky still has a little bit of time left here to sort through, and a lot of these games aren't district matchups, but a few finals, including one from last night. Newcat took down Bellevue 54-6. Connor, tonight, they shut out Boone County 32-0. Covcath, way too much for Mason County, 49-0 there. And Highlands, they come away with a 50-point victory, 63-13 over Scott in this contest. Those are the games we've got final as of now. And Shu, what this in Kentucky, we haven't had a chance to talk about it, but it's pretty cool this week as they sort of wind down Davis Field over there at Dayton. The Battle of the Paddle was last week for the first time, the new field there. But tonight, Newport is up on Dayton 34-0 in that one.
Yeah, I love Davis Field, and it's sad.
It's the last grass field in Kentucky besides Bellevue.
Bellevue. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Last grass field in Kentucky without a track around it is something I believe I read this week in the entire state.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. So that's awesome that, they're going into a new stadium, but that old place was always cool. It's sort of neat. Bellevue, Dayton, and Newport being right there.
I heard they don't know what they're doing with it yet. Hopefully they keep it for like little leagues and stuff just to keep the history of it.
Yeah, a little peewee football.
Little peewee football action down there. But overall, in Kentucky right now, it's really starting to take shape. But we're a good couple weeks away before we get into the heart of the playoffs where it gets really interesting. But
yeah, so I mean, we got one more week of the regular season. Some of the teams finish up their season tonight. I know Cooper was well ahead, and they look like they're going to win the first 10-0 regular season in their school history in the 17 years. And hats off to Coach Borchard.
Number one ranked in the state now in the AP poll in their class too.
Nice.
So,
and I think Austin Alexander sat tonight. The word was he was hurt.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, they paced themselves pretty
good. With that victory, they have the way because they've already drawn the seedings on the way these things line up. Okay. With their win tonight, not only is it 10-0, but they have now clinched home field advantage throughout the entire 5A playoff. And that was the way I'm understanding it, all the way to the championship game.
So they get like 4 home games now if they keep winning.
Based off of their RPIs and all those rankings and the way they do it. The way I understand it, this win tonight, they basically won't play a road game until Kroger Field.
Wow, that's awesome. Good for them. I know Beechwood's been that way in the past, but that's awesome stuff. That's a good deal.
Yeah, so we'll take a deeper dive on that. We're certainly going to look at those playoff brackets in Ohio as we get a little closer in the night. But, Shu, we got to get out to Indiana where the playoffs have already begun, my friend. And not yet final, but Lawrenceburg, a team they know well because they just played a week ago, South Dearborn. They're up this time with a little more breathing room. It's late in the game there. It's 24-8. Like our Elder scores, all of our Lawrenceburg scores here on the program are brought to you by none other than Kelsey Truck Chevrolet, and definitely check them out. Kelsey Truck Country on Route 50 and 275 in Lawrenceburg. Greater Cincinnati's fastest growing full service dealer for Tri-State's #1 Chevy lease dealer, all because your family believes in ours, from our family to yours. We'd also like to thank all of our Tri-State football community partners. Couldn't do the program without them. They include Gold Star, Follow Your Own Recipe, Mellow Window and Carpet Cleaning, the best in residential cleaning services, the Underground Sports Shop, showcasing pride on and off the field, and of course, the U.S. Marines, the few, the proud, the Marines. We'll take a quick break right now. We've got more finals coming up, some of our first coach interviews of the evening as well. Stick around for more high school football tonight right here on ESPN 1530 and Fox Sports 1360.
For over 20 years, the Underground Sports Shop has been the local favorite for sports teams, fans, and businesses who are looking for quality products with prices they can afford. From uniforms and sports gear to fan apparel and promotional items, we take pride in providing you with the customized products you need and the service you deserve. To place an order, visit us online at theundergroundsportsshop.com.
Okay.
513-751-1662. That's the Underground Sports Shop, showcasing pride on and off the field.
Hey everybody, we are
Lady Antebellum.
When we started out in Nashville, we never imagined what we were going to be able to achieve. We got here because we worked together and had each other's backs.
In America, we have the privilege of being a diverse society made up of people from all kinds of backgrounds. And that's a big part of what makes this country such a great place to live.
When we put aside our differences and work together, there is no challenge too great to overcome. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
This is Edward James Olmos. Did you know that today 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic? That means many of the future doctors, engineers, and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. Learn more at hsf.net. Brought to you by the Hispanic Scholarship Fund and the Ad Council.
If you compare a diamond from Genesis Diamonds to one you find somewhere else, one thing will always stand out. The Genesis diamond is, well, prettier and more brilliant.
We will show you why our diamond's light performance is significantly greater than things you can get elsewhere.
Genesis Diamonds Vice President David Cooper.
Not just because of the color and the clarity, but because of things a certificate can't tell you. Because of the characteristics, the personality, the material.
It's the extra step in quality control that comes from an owner obsessed with perfection.
Our owner is incredibly picky when he buys diamonds, searching through hundreds just to get a handful. You will not see diamonds that have the fire at your average mall store or chain store or smaller independent, because they don't have the access worldwide like Genesis Diamonds does. Our diamonds' light performance, character, and explosive brilliance is bar none the best your money can buy.
Don't compromise with a diamond that just looks good on paper. Get a diamond that reflects your love in the best light possible.
This diamond has to be spectacular.
Genesis Diamonds on Montgomery Road.
I'm Tiffany. I have some tips for you on how to quit smoking like I did. First, I did some reading about it. I found a lot of great advice on how to quit smoking and picked out the ways I thought would work best for me. I started by setting a quit date. Then I threw out my ashtrays, lighters, and matches. I did other things too, like exercising more, and it worked. But I'd still get cravings, especially on long car rides. To help me with that, I put a picture of my mother in my car. She died of lung cancer from smoking cigarettes when I was only 16. Now I have a 16-year-old daughter. That picture of my mother reminds me that I don't want to miss all the things my daughter is going to do in her life, including turning 17.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
The Blitz finale is here. LaSalle at Elder, the Superior Credit Union Game of the Week. GCL South rivals throwing down for the final time as the playoffs await around the corner. 11 o'clock highlights coming your way in studio. For Charlie Clifford, Olivia Ray, we thank you for watching all season long. Here we go, Week 10.
Hi, I'm Brad Keselowski, driver of the number 22 Discount Tire Ford Mustang. When I'm racing, my crew chief sets my tire air pressure. If it's not just right, I can lose speed and grip. When it comes to your tires, you need to be the crew chief. Check your air pressure once a month and before road trips. Properly inflated tires help optimize safety, handling, and fuel economy.
A message from the U.S. Tire Manufacturers Association.
Craving Penn Station East Coast subs? Skip the line and order online at penn-station.com.
He didn't answer, but I left a message.
Fries and fresh squeezed lemonade. Visit penn-station.com.
Indoor baseball, anyone?
Most party fouls are pretty dumb, but if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Learn more at ultimatepartyfoul.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Ad Council.
Let's trade keys today at Kelsey Chevrolet. 0% APR is back. Rebates up to $7,500 and a Kelsey exclusive. $1,500 trade assistance on all new Chevys. Only at Kelsey Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. KelseyChev.com.
All right, let's get right back into it. High School Football Tonight post-game show powered by TriStateFootball.com. He's Greg Shoemaker. I'm Dan Claskins. Kenzie Bartone behind the glass. Our friends Elena Moore and Keegan Wood helping us out here on our live stream. And we're with you until 11 p.m. Eastern right here on ESPN 1530, Fox Sports 1360. Be sure to check out TriStateFootball.com. It's where high school football never ends. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on X, YouTube, Instagram, and now Twitch as well. And we've got you covered year-round. And we'd like to also thank our partners here for tonight. Our High School Football Night is brought to you by AE Door and Window Company. They sell the best and service the rest. Thomas More University. Accelerate your career with a business degree from Thomas More University and Penn Station East Coast Subs. Penn Station, it's all in good taste. All right, Shu, let's get back out to the Underground Sports Shop scoreboard at Tri-State Football. We started to go through some of those Indiana playoff results prior to going off the air, and let's give you all the scores. We talked about Lawrenceburg South Dearborn 34-8, the Tigers down there, and hopefully we'll talk to their head coach Randy Kaniga here in a bit. But Lawrenceburg advancing, as will Silver Creek, who knocked off Connorsville 40-20. Rushville defeats Franklin County 19-7, and Greensburg 35-8 over Purdue Poly Inglewood. Greensburg football now, they win their first varsity game with this victory here, Shu, since October of 2022. With this win here, they'll face Lawrenceburg next Friday night. Congratulations to the Pirates. It's always nice to get that monkey off your back.
Boy, it sure is. And good for them. I mean, that's a tough thing to do. And we're talking about ending some of those losing streaks. Last week we had Western Hills coach on Derek Webster, and they got that monkey off their back. And, now the next team that needs to do it, and they're going to have to wait a year to do it, is the Colerain Cardinals, who go to 0-10 for a second straight year. Now have lost 22 straight games. Who would have ever thunk it?
I would have never guessed that when we started Tri-State football 20 years ago, but hopefully they will. We'll be rooting for them to do so. We don't like to see anybody go through those things, but sure, let's get out to some other exciting conference action, especially in Ohio, where the playoffs finalized themselves here. And wow, what a great finish we watched between Baden and McNicholas, 10-6 in that Greater Catholic League co-ed. Baden, the Rams come out on top. And I got to tell you, I didn't think it was going to happen because McNick put together this quintessential game-winning drive, like every Joe Montana, like the way they just drove down the field here. And Rocco Malazzo for Baden came up with perhaps the biggest interception of his football career. I don't know that much about his career, but I can't imagine being bigger than this one. To seal the win, he picked it off at the 1-yard line. They had to avoid the safety to get it out there, but they were able to do so. They run out the clock. Baden, your GCL co-ed champions, with that 10-6 victory. And we can't do a Baden score, Greg, without props to AE Door and Window Company. They sell the best and service the rest. All of our Hamilton and Baden scores this season have been brought to you by Bill and Adam Weber for their continued support of high school football. We thank them so much through all these years. But man, what a big way to win it here. Wow. And Baden McNick, these two teams, I mean, they're pretty evenly matched.
They really are. And you remember now, Baden moved up to Division II, Region 8. So depending on what all happens tonight, they could still get one of those top 4 playoff spots. Xenia was at number 2. They lost tonight, so they could fall out of that 2 position. They could go all the way down to 6. Baden's going to be close to getting one of those spots. It's going to be real interesting to see what happens with that.
Elsewhere in the GCL co-ed, Fenwick, they're 19-7 winners over Carroll tonight. So good luck to them as well as
Freddie Cranford. They needed a win.
Yeah, they needed a win. That certainly will boost their playoff aspirations as well. Let's go to the Miami Valley League Conference, where we have most finals here for you, including CHCA knocks off Summit Country Day 40-8 there. Lachlan falls to Clark Montessori 20-7. MBCA 63, New Miami 14 in a rout there. Roger Bacon puts it to Norwood to 69-6, and Purcell Marion, they defeat North College Hill 30-8. I do not see a final yet from the big one in the conference, though, Greg. Cincinnati Country Day, late fourth quarter, was up 34-26 versus St. Bernard Elmwood Place.
That's the one of the
We
night.
will be tracking that one because that's the one that matters the most. But overall, what a great season by both those teams.
Very, very good season. Tonight, one of the things I wanted to talk about that league, I was out at North College Hill. They were playing Purcell Marion, and we did a team of the week out there and saw Greg Conwell, Antonio Davis. I hadn't seen him in a long time, both those guys. And it was one of the most touching, heartwarming Gold Star team of the week presentations we've done in the years we've done them. And
well, those kids, especially
guys,
everything they've been through.
Yeah. And Greg Conwell, he's like, these kids they're just eating this up because it's been a rough, long time. And only has 5 seniors on the team, and they hadn't had any success there. So they had a little bit. They were hoping they'd get this win and hopefully get themselves into the playoffs. But unfortunately, the season ends. But, hopefully Greg will stay around for another year or two and get the ship righted over there at NCH.
No doubt about it. We'll see how it shakes off in the playoff picture. Let's go out to the Southern Buckeye Athletic and Academic Conference, SBAAC, baby. And we'll start with Bethel Tate, 54-6 over Fayetteville Perry. Claremont Northeastern gets defeated by Williamsburg 48-13. Blanchester, too much for East Clinton. They win 38-6. Clinton Massey shuts out New Richmond 42-0. Wilmington and Western Brown 42-14 late in the fourth. And Batavia's rolling Goshen in the fourth as well, 62-25. Not final, but all but over there, Shoe.
Yeah, Williamsburg back-to-back 9-1 seasons. They've won 8 in a row. One of the last things, it's not a final yet, but the Batavia quarterback, Carson Harris, had already thrown for 7 touchdowns tonight. And I think that gives him like 38 passing touchdowns on the year. I have to take a look at that, but I know he's well on his way to 40 at this point.
Wow, what a season he's having.
Yes, sir.
Let's go to Southwest Ohio Conference up next. In Harrison, they continue their winning ways and bouncing back nicely here with the win versus Northwest tonight, 42-6. Talawanda comes up just short. Put up 36 tonight, did Talawanda, but not enough versus Wheeling Park, 49-36. They fall there. And the Owls of Mount Healthy, they win 46-21 over Waverly. In the CMAC, we had a lot of early starts tonight, including Taft. They knocked off Woodward 57-0. Aiken, they're 2 touchdown winners, 30-16 over Hughes, and it was 39-12 as Withrow defeated Western Hills. So we have a couple games tomorrow in the CMAC. We'll be tracking for you at TS Football. That's Schroeder at Innovation Academy and Dayton Christian at Cincinnati College Prep. So should we get into these smaller divisions of football, it's going to be hopefully we can have a few of these teams from these conferences make some exciting Novembers for us around here.
Yeah, the St. Bernard Elmwood Place game in the CCD, both those teams still had a chance to, if St. Bernard wins that, both of them still had a chance to claim top four seeds in that region.
And we'll wrap up the scoreboard report for you here in this segment with a look at the Southwestern Buckeye League. Ross, they fall to Bellbrook 14-7. Middletown, Madison, Oakwood, that was 56-34 late fourth quarter there. Edgewood, they get a win tonight. Nice one for the Cougars. A 2-point victory over Monroe, 21-19. And Valley View, 40-point winners over Waynesville.
That was
61-21.
That was an impressive win right there.
Valley View.
Both those teams.
That's another team we're going to be talking about for a little bit in November.
Matt King, we had him on earlier in the year, and they moved up. They've won the last 2 Division 5 Region 20 titles, and they move up to Division 4 Region 16 with Wyoming, Indian Hill, Taft. I mean, that's a loaded division. Clinton Massey's in there too. That's going to be a fun playoff. There is no doubt about it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You get into this time of the year, and these conferences are right. But in some of these conferences, you're talking about a division or 2 difference. In the division opponents, when these guys get out there in their appropriate line divisions, it gets very interesting, and we'll see who will be able to make the runs and who won't. We'll be tracking it for you here programming note, by the way, we'll be here with the post-game show for you live as long as St. Xavier football goes on. So as they start, obviously they'll have a game next week. Hopefully the Bombers can make a big run. Once they're done, you'll be able to catch us 6 to 8 on Fridays as we close out the season. And, of course, you want to subscribe to our podcast, check out the YouTube page, follow us everywhere there, and, of course, on Twitter, or X at TS Football, because we'll definitely be streaming a lot of video and stuff for you there as well. All right, so 1 hour down. We've got one more to go. We've had so many coaches lined up. We're definitely going to get to some of those. We got more finals for you. Our game balls still hand out as well. And before we get out of here, we're going to take a quick stab at what does that playoff bracket look like. We'll go region by region, tell you who we think's on top, all of that with Dan Claskins, Greg Shoemaker. More high school football tonight on Cincinnati's ESPN 1530 and Fox Sports 1360.
For over 20 years, the Underground Sports Shop has been the local favorite for sports teams, fans, and businesses who are looking for quality products with prices they can afford. From uniforms and sports gear to fan apparel and promotional items, we take pride in providing you with the customized products you need and the service you deserve.
Okay, hang on for me.
Line at theundergroundsportsshop.com or call us at 513-751-16.
I'm sorry, I just realized that's what I say to people on the phone.
Right on.
I apologize.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Want to hear something scary? The amount of dust, pet hair, and allergens creeping in your air ducts right now is scary. That's why I call the pros at Zero Res Air Duct Cleaning to maintain a healthy, happy air quality in my home, family, and pets right now. Right now. Right now. Take advantage of this spectacular deal. Mention me, Bill Cunningham. Receive $50 off your next air duct cleaning. Use the promo code AIR50 when scheduling online at ZeroResCincy.com. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. Believe me, it's the right way to clean.
Matt always knew he wanted to be a doctor. That's why he makes the most of every day. To study before breakfast, to work hard, to do whatever was necessary to achieve his goal. He found an answer in the military. If you have a passion, a vision for your future in any field, todaysmilitary.com can be your path to a fulfilling career. You have a calling, we have an answer. Find your way at todaysmilitary.com.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Mela Services has been your one-stop shop for window and carpet cleaning for over 15 years. We've built a rep
I have Coach Engler on.
with thorough, responsive, and dependable service. Mela's proud of our 4.9 out of 5-star Google.
Coach Engler from Ryle. That's who you said, right?
So let us put our award-winning team of
Yep.
to work for you. Check us out at melaservices.com/football.
If you or a loved one has sleep apnea, you can help advance research that may lead to a cure. MyApnea.org is an online community where providers, researchers, families, and patients can share and learn from each other. Fill out the online survey and wake up to a better future at myapnea.org, a public service from the American Sleep Apnea Association.
We're here with David Cooper, Vice President of Genesis Diamonds. David, we're familiar with iconic brands. Are there designers for engagement rings?
Absolutely. Like every other industry, there are 10 renowned bridal designers who have been leading the industry for years. They are trusted, respected, and exclusive. Every jewelry store wishes to have them.
So what makes these designer engagement rings so desirable?
These designers drive a surge of customers to the store, making it the place to be. They attract shoppers who value quality, sophistication, and the ability to express their individuality through their engagement ring.
Can customers find these engagement rings in other stores?
Absolutely not. Other stores would love to have them, but they didn't make the cut. They have to settle for what they can get, not what they wish to have.
So Genesis has cornered the market.
Certainly. We offer a world-class exclusive selection from $1,900 complete rings to $200
Standby
for celebrity rings. Best bridal designers in the world create these one-of-a-kind rings specifically to showcase your individuality like no other ring.
Genesis Diamonds.
I'm David Cooper. Come see us on Montgomery Road.
All right, let's jump right back into it here on High School Football Tonight, powered by TriStateFootball.com, Cincinnati's ESPN 1530, Fox Sports 1360. I'm Dan Claskins, the publisher of TriStateFootball.com, along with Greg Shoemaker. We'll be with you till 11 p.m. Eastern night. We're with you all season long over at Tri-State. Be sure to check out our scores there, TriStateFootball.com/scores for the Underground Sports Shop scoreboard. And while you're there, you can go out and check out the score between Simon Kenton and Ryle tonight. It was the Raiders coming up with the big road victory, 37-0. They pick up another big win, and here to talk about it with us now, it is the Raiders head coach Mike Engler on the program. And Mike, I always appreciate joining us here. Congrats on another sound victory and what's been a pretty great season so far for your Raiders.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, tonight
it's been fun.
Tonight, you guys, took on one of the best passers, at least statistically, in Northern Kentucky, and offense has been putting up points. You put up a goose eggs. Let's talk about the success on defense tonight and what you think about that effort.
Well, first off, our defense, I think, doesn't get enough credit. That's actually our third straight running clock.
Wow.
Put on them.
Wow.
So, but we've played such a tough schedule. Seven of our first 8 games were against ranked teams in their classes. And I think that's prepared us really well for our district. And, we got we're really good defensively. And our defense kind of took it to heart that he was one of the top passers in 6A and kind of wanted to prove a point that, that we could play some football and pretty much shut them down in the first half. And plus our defense coordinator was taken to the hospital before the game. So it was kind of one of those, it was kind of one of those things that they kind of felt that as well, that they wanted to do it for him.
Is he doing,
well.
is he doing all right?
Doing fine. He's doing fine. Last I've heard, he's doing really well. And, I'm hoping to talk to him here in just a little bit. And, but everything sounds pretty good in that
That's
aspect.
great. We'll keep him in our thoughts and prayers for sure.
Cool.
Hey, Mike, you're talking about your defense being so well, but you're starting to get some consistency on offense. Like you said, 3 straight running clocks, your best 3 games you put together offensively in a row this season. What's been the big difference here after that St. Xavier loss?
Well, even against St. Xavier, we moved the ball. We had about 400 yards of offense against them. We just made mistakes once we got down inside the 20, and we had a problem starting quick early in the season, so we changed up some things we did in practice. We changed up some things we did in our pregame, and we changed up, kind of sped our offense up a little bit. And since we've done that, we were actually averaging about 22 points a game in the first quarter.
Oh, wow.
So, and I think our kids have taken it to heart that, and plus, what people don't realize is Nate Verax is one of the best quarterbacks around, and everybody forgets that he came into the season he started at corner last year for us as a sophomore. So he got very little quarterback last year because his brother was the starting quarterback. And so he came into the season basically a young sophomore instead of a junior with virtually no experience. And it's taken him about 3, 4, 5 games to get that experience. And now he's rolling. I mean, now he has got all the confidence out there. He's reading things well. It's like the game all of a sudden just slowed down for him.
That's great. Mike, I want to get your perspective, just turning it up a little bit here, more about your schedule. As you mentioned, you guys played a very tough schedule. But, Kentucky, obviously, with the bye week in there, it's a little bit different. We see a handful of teams wrapping up their season. Your team, you had a bye right dead smack in the middle of the season. I mean, was that really on purpose? I mean, do you have a preference? What goes into the thought of that? And I don't know. It seems like I don't know if it's better to get the rest or to stay fresh. What's your thoughts?
Honestly, I just take the bye whenever it comes. It's just getting people's schedules. So, honestly, it sometimes it just falls that way. I didn't really pay attention to when, we want to buy here or buy there. A few years ago, we had the last game of the season. And, sometimes if you're rolling, you want to keep going, but you also want to heal up a little bit. And, yeah, people look at it in different ways.
Sure.
Honestly, I don't care. I just want to play football and get on with the next game.
Mike, one of the guys that you have, I was listening to another group today talking about the smaller schools. Guys play both ways, and you got one of those guys that's just a beast that can do it, and that's Jacob Savage. He's your leading tackler. He's your leading rusher. Tell everybody about this young man, because he is something special.
He is special, and the good thing about it, he's only a junior. We don't have a whole lot of guys that go both ways. We actually do. We are able to have a lot of stars, but Savage, when you have a kid that good, you're going to put him on both sides of the football. If he's your best, if he's better than the second guy, even though he's playing both ways, then you play him. And I'm going to tell you, the kid he is in shape. He doesn't stop. I mean, there's a reason he's got like 7 D1 offers already. I mean, he's got, like Louisville, Indiana, Georgia Tech. I mean, he's got tons of offers.
Wow.
And he's only a junior. So, he's 6'1", 220 pounds and can run. You put him on the field. I mean, I wouldn't want to hit him.
I don't want to be hit by him either, for the record.
I wouldn't be hit by him either. No, he's one of those young men. And he's smart. He's got a 4.0 GPA. He's one of those kids, and you just want him on the field. And he's got the perfect name, Savage.
I mean, it is. I mean, that's like they know he was going to play defense. I think from in his mother's womb, probably.
Yeah.
Mike, we appreciate your time. We know you've had a long day. Certainly our best to Adam and wishing him well. But good luck as you wrap up the regular season and as the playoffs emerge here. Hopefully we'll catch up with you later on as the calendar hits November.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
All right. There you have it.
All right.
Big win.
Bye.
Big win for the Ryle Raiders.
Absolutely.
Taking care of
good,
business
man.
tonight. They'll wrap up their regular season next week. Senior night at Ryle, I guess, because it's their home game versus Dixie there. And sure, you look at 6A right now. Ryle entered the week with the second best RPI ranking in all of 6A across the state of Kentucky.
Yeah, I mean, look, only two losses by 7 points each, and they're good, man. They're just they're deep on both sides of the ball, and that's what I like about them. We didn't even talk about Dylan Smith, their defensive end, who's committed to Louisville. They're I just like Bo Gay's had a great year for them on defense as well. So they've got a bunch of guys that are really.
Why we're in the Bluegrass.
I have Coach McLaughlin on.
Yeah, definitely why we're in the Bluegrass State. A lot more scores coming in there. But before we get to them, we've got another coach on our hotline. We're going to go to our Blitz 5 matchup tonight. It was Elder. It was LaSalle at the Pit. And, man, what a thrilling game it was all the way to the finish. A lot of interceptions from both sides. It got real interesting in the fourth quarter. But in the end, the Lancers, they pull a win out 35-24, the final there, and their head coach with us here tonight talking briefly about that victory. Head coach Pat McLaughlin on ESPN 1530, Fox Sports 1360. Pat, we appreciate you checking in, man. Congrats on that big win tonight and a strong finish here to the regular season.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on. It was a good win. Kids battled the whole year. All right, I'll be there for Sunday. I'm sorry, the coach. Kids battled all night. We knew it was going to be a tough ball game and unbelievable atmosphere at the Pit. But I'm proud of our guys for battling offense, defense, special teams, a complete team win.
Let's take us through this exciting, because we were sort of watching it here as we were getting ready to come on the air. And I mean, when Elder got the pick six to retake that lead, it looked like, hey, man, the game was in their control. But, man, your team, not only did they respond, they sealed it with a pick six of their own. I mean, when they got down on the sideline, what was it that helped them keep that poise?
They didn't flinch. And quite honestly, this game meant a lot to our seniors. They haven't won a GCL game yet in the last 2 years. And so, so to go out with a GCL win,
that's great.
Even though we finished 1-2, we don't want to, we want to win the GCL, but it was very important to our team. And that was our emphasis all week. And Patrick played a great game. Brady O'Connor, Cyree gets a pick there at the end. The offensive line gave all kinds of time to throw the ball. I mean, Jack Shore, Devin Bird, all these guys just played outstanding football tonight.
When you look at your son, Patrick McLaughlin, your son is the quarterback. He goes 19 for 21 tonight for 260 yards and 2 scores. When you, as a dad, looking at that on the sideline, what's that make you feel like when your kid has a game like that? I mean, that's got to be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. I try not to get caught up in it and being a dad because you're trying to coach. But I think my wife is probably the most nervous person out there. She probably walked about 27 miles, tonight around the pit. But, for him, he saved his best for last. I think he was determined for our team to win. The offensive line gave him a lot of time. And, I'm just proud of him. And I won't reflect on anything until the season's over. But he's definitely had a good career so far.
The regular season is over, Pat. Do you have any guesses on how this is going to shake out with your playoff pairing?
Well, we're in here right now trying to crunch the numbers. We're going to
I knew Xenia lost tonight. We know Xenia lost tonight. So I know Anderson.
Guys are telling us we might be a 2, and that might get us Monroe, but I don't know. Our kids are excited.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get 2 home games, which is awesome. We get to play 2 more games for these seniors at Lancer Stadium that they've been through so much, a couple tough years, and they never wavered. They trusted the process and kept working and, have led us to where we are today. So whoever we play, we'll be excited, and there'll be another opportunity for these seniors to get the first playoff win for them.
Pat, I was talking with Marty Eisel and Pat O'Connor and Brett Schneeber before the game, and we're talking about what a senior-laden team this was. Obviously, Pat's son plays on it, and Brett's one of your offensive assistants. And but they were just talking about, these kids have been through a lot of the wars. Reflect on these guys. And I'm sure with Patrick being your son, you see a lot of these kids at your house quite a bit as well too. So you've probably seen them all grow up together.
Yeah, it's like this is probably one of the closest teams that I've ever been a part of. I actually have 3 sons in the program, so I have a senior, a sophomore, and then a freshman. So the kids are always over. They're hanging out. They're going over each other's house. I just have probably a little bit different relationship with some of these kids. But Brady O'Connor, Caleb Lang, Landon Bates, Isaac Goldschmidt. I wish I could name them all. Naeem, Jameer, Trevor Bennett, just fantastic kids. Again, they trusted the process. They trusted us. They never wavered tonight. They never flinched. And I think they're excited to get in the playoffs and hopefully make a good run.
Pat, we appreciate you checking in, my friend. Best of luck to you in the playoffs. We're sure looking forward to watching you guys.
I appreciate everything you guys do for high school football. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Pat.
There you have it.
All right.
Pat McLaughlin, the head coach of LaSalle. They come up tonight with a big win, their first GCL South win, as he said, for that senior class. That's pretty impressive. They knock off Elder 35-24. We got to get to break. We'll come back. We got more coaches. We got more scores. We got game balls, too. Stick around. It's Dan Klaskins. It's Greg Shoemaker. It's high school football tonight on Cincinnati's ESPN 1530 and Fox Sports 1360.
Let's trade keys today at Kelsey Chevrolet. 0% APR is back. Rebates up to $7,500 and a Kelsey exclusive. $1,500 trade assistance on all new Chevys. Only at Kelsey Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. KelseyChev.com.
This is Edward James Olmos. Did you know that today 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic? That means many of the future doctors, engineers, and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. Learn more at hsf.net. Brought to you by the Hispanic Scholarship Fund and the Ad Council.
Craving Penn Station East Coast subs? Skip the line and order online at penn-station.com. Get your favorite sub with fresh cut fries and fresh squeezed lemonade. Visit penn-station.com.
I'm Tiffany. I have some tips for you on how to quit smoking like I did. First, I did some reading about it. I found a lot of great advice on how to quit smoking and picked out the ways I thought would work best for me. I started by setting a quit date. Then I threw out my ashtrays, lighters, and matches. I did other things too, like exercising more, and it worked. But I'd still get cravings, especially on long car rides. To help me with that, I put a picture of my mother in my car. She died of lung.
Not yet. Okay.
16. Now I have a 16-year-old daughter. That picture of my mother reminds me that I don't want to miss all the things my daughter is going to do in her life, including turning 17.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and CDC.
The Blitz finale is here. LaSalle at Elder, the Superior Credit Union Game of the Week. GCL South rivals throwing down for the final time as the playoffs await around the corner. 11 o'clock highlights coming your way in studio. For Charlie Clifford, Olivia Ray, we thank you for watching all season long. Here we go, Week 10.
For over 20 years, the Underground Sports Shop has been the local favorite for sports teams, fans, and businesses who are looking for quality products with prices they can afford. From uniforms and sports gear to fan apparel and promotional items, we take pride in providing you with the customized products you need and the service you deserve. To place an order, visit us online at theundergroundsportsshop.com or call us at 513-751-1662. That's the Underground Sports Shop, showcasing pride on and off the field.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
If you compare a diamond from Genesis Diamonds to one you find somewhere else, one thing will always stand out. The Genesis diamond is, well, prettier and more brilliant.
We'll show you why our diamond's light performance is significantly greater than things you can get elsewhere.
Genesis Diamonds Vice President David Cooper.
Not just because of the color and the clarity, but because of things a certificate can't tell you. Because of the characteristics, the personality, the material.
It's the extra step in quality control that comes from an owner obsessed with perfection.
Our owner is incredibly picky when he buys diamonds, searching through hundreds just to get a handful. You will not see diamonds that have the fire at your average mall store or chain store or smaller independent because they don't have the access worldwide like Genesis Diamonds does. Our diamonds' light performance, character, and explosive brilliance is bar none the best your money can buy.
Don't compromise with a diamond that just looks good on paper. Get a diamond that reflects your love in the best light possible.
This diamond has to be spectacular.
Genesis Diamonds on Montgomery Road.
If you or a loved one has sleep apnea, you can help advance research that may lead to a cure. MyApnea.org is an online community where providers, researchers, families, and patients can share and learn from each other. Fill out the online survey and wake up to a better future at myapnea.org, a public service from the American Sleep Apnea Association.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter?
I got him on.
Wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Craving Penn Station East Coast subs? Skip the line and order online at penn-station.com. Get your favorite sub with fresh cut fries and fresh squeezed lemonade. Visit penn.
Yes, I did.
.com.
Stand by.
All right, welcome back in to Cincinnati ESPN 1530, Fox Sports 1360. It's high school football tonight. It's powered by TriStateFootball.com. He's Greg Shoemaker. I'm Dan Claskins. We got some help behind the glass from Kenzie Bartone, as well as our friends streaming our show live over there on YouTube. It is Elena Moore and Keegan Wood. And right now we're going to get back out to the coach hotline. Our next coach up comes from the Hoosier State of Indiana, where playoff action kicked off tonight. And wow, what a great night it was all around the area, including in Lawrenceburg, where the Tigers came out with a 34-8 victory over their rival South Dearborn. Here to talk about it with us now, head coach Randy Kaniga and Randy Ryan Kaniga. Ryan, always great to catch up with you, my friend, and congrats on picking up that playoff dub tonight.
Hey, thanks. Thanks for having me on. Just a great night of football over here in the state of Indiana. As you'd mentioned, playoff game and versus our rival who we actually played last week. So a quick turnaround and, that was kind of nice. Didn't have to do too much game planning, but really played well tonight, was able to run the football. Our defense was lights out again, and just glad to have another week with our guys.
Ryan, when you look at this team, you had to play South Dearborn back-to-back weeks. I think you already knew that they were your playoff opponent before last week, if I'm not mistaken. How hard is that to, do you have to pull back a little bit on the reins when you played them last week? Not show them too much? I mean, how did you approach that?
Yeah, it's a unique opportunity for sure. We had that same situation in 2022 when we made our state run. We played them week 9 and then turned around and played them right back at their place again. But we're pretty simple. We do what we do, and we held a few things back. But everyone that knows our team and has watched us play, we didn't play well last week, and that just really disappointed our kids because they knew they could play better. They knew they, had more in the tank. We just didn't execute very well, but, give South Dearborn credit last week. They played phenomenal, but we were still able to find a way to win. And, I guess the good thing about playing somebody back-to-back that fast is you get to come back and then you get to try to fix some things and what they're going to do and some of their adjustments. So, we had a great week of practice, a great prep, and proud of our kids. They played hard and we executed very well tonight.
Coach, we definitely get into the scenario. I mean, this time of year, defense wins championships. We hear it all the time. Your defense has been pretty stellar. I mean, all but one game this season, holding opponents to under 14 points and really under 10 points here for the 5th time in 6 outings. I mean, let's talk about this unit and what's been so part of their success in helping carry your football team here to what is now translated into what looks like is it 9 or 10 game winning streak here?
Yeah, 9, and opened up there at East Central, and just played a great game and got beat by a good football team, and then able to reel 9 off, and that's been kind of our story here lately. And maybe someday we'll get over that East Central hump, but our defense coming into the year, we thought that our defense would have to keep us in some games while our offense developed. We're starting a sophomore quarterback and had a lot of new faces on that side of the ball. But on defense, we returned 6 or 7 starters. Noah Kaniga, he's an Eastern Michigan commit. He's our Mike linebacker. Kenzer Pope, Cole Holder, our D-line, Crew Gilmore, James Baker. All those guys are just playing really well. And, a lot of those guys got a lot of reps last year. And our defensive staff does a great job, great game plans, and our kids are locked in, and we fly around on that ball, and it's a fun defense to play in, and we're going to get after you. We're going to blitz, and, we have a lot of athletes, and they've just really executed. We've tackled well. We've tackled well in space. We haven't given all, and we've just gotten after people, and it's been fun to watch.
Let's talk about your sophomore quarterback, Crew Gilmore, a little bit. I know he started as a freshman on the defensive side of the ball, but he's made the transition, and he's playing pretty well right now. I think he had over 100 yards passing or 100 yards rushing in the first half of this game. And just talk about, in his transition from defense to offense, but also being a sophomore and how well he's come on.
Yeah, he's a dynamic kid. He's just a different playmaker back there, and he, you know, as some coaches would say, he's an X factor, and you know, he does a lot of things out there sometimes that you can't coach as a coach. He just plays, and you know, he started last year for us on defense, and you know, we had Logan Ayhouse at quarterback the last 2 years, and he did a heck of a job for us, and we felt that Crew would be the next guy. He had been the quarterback coming up for that class, and you know, he adds to our offense what we like to do. We like to have a running quarterback. We feel that we're more diverse when that happens. And he just gives us that other element. And, you know, if the guys up front are doing their thing and we can get him loose in the run game, and he's really, really worked hard at becoming just a better quarterback in our passing game. And, you know, one time, I mean, he's just been phenomenal, and he's only going to get better. You know, I compare him to Garrett Yoon in the run game, who was a great quarterback for us. And, you know, I think he'll develop in the passing game as we, you know, go down this journey with him. But he is a dynamic playmaker. He's a high-level college kid. You know, he's almost 6 foot, but, man, he has a lot of potential, a lot of skill, and, you know, he makes us hard to defend, and we're glad he's a Tiger for sure.
Ryan, we always appreciate the time. Congrats again on picking up the playoff win here tonight. We wish you the best of luck next week as you guys continue on your journey versus Greensburg, and looking forward to catching up with you soon.
Hey, thanks for the coverage, and go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
There you have it. Lawrenceburg, the Tigers advancing their head coach, Ryan Kniggek, joining us after their 9th win in a row.
5th time in 6 years they've won 9 in a row after losing the opener to Lawrenceburg. That's consistency, man.
Consistency, and we can consistently expect them to be a tough out here in the IHSAA playoff picture. Mm-hmm. Speaking of playoff pictures, Shu, we got to talk about what we think's shaking down in Ohio. We're going to do our best to take some guesses at it. We'll do that. Continue along. We got more scores, more finals coming in. Still our game balls to hand out as well. Stick around. We'll be back after this short break right here on Cincinnati's ESPN 1530 and Fox Sports 1360.
Mela Services has been your one-stop shop for window and carpet cleaning for over 15 years. We've built a reputation for excellence with thorough, responsive, and dependable service. Mela's proud of our 4.9 out of 5-star Google ranking because it means we've delivered excellent service to our customers over and over again. So let us put our award-winning team of cleaning experts to work for you. Check us out at melaservices.com/football.
For over 20 years, the Underground Sports Shop has been the local favorite for sports teams, fans, and businesses who are looking for quality products with prices they can afford. From uniforms and sports gear to fan apparel and promotional items, we take pride in providing you with the customized products you need and the service you deserve. To place an order, visit us online at theundergroundsportsshop.com or call us at 513-751-1662. That's the Underground Sports Shop, showcasing pride on and off the field.
A healthy, happy air quality in my family and pets right now. Take advantage of this spectacular deal. Mention me, Bill Cunningham. Receive $50 off your next air duct cleaning. Use the promo code AIR50 when scheduling online at ZerorezCincy.com. Zerorez, spell it backwards or forwards. Believe me, it's the right way to clean.
Sometimes it seems the crises just keep coming for children. COVID, war, drought, and famine. They can seem downright relentless. But you know what? So can our response. When helping children unites us, we are a force to be reckoned with. Where there is help, there is hope. It's why UNICEF won't stop, ever. Learn more at unicefusa.org/we won't stop.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure?
All right, I got Coach Walker on.
I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
We're here with David Cooper, Vice President of Genesis Diamonds. David, we're familiar with iconic brands. Are there designers for engagement rings?
Absolutely. Like every other industry, there are 10 renowned bridal designers who have been leading the industry for years. They are trusted, respected, and exclusive. Every jewelry store wishes to have them.
So what makes these designer engagement rings so desirable?
These designers drive a surge of customers to the store, making it the place to be. They attract shoppers who value quality, sophistication, and the ability to express their individuality through their engagement ring.
Can customers find these engagement rings in other stores?
Absolutely not. Other stores would love to have them, but they didn't make the cut. They have to settle for what they can get, not what they wish to have.
So Genesis has cornered the market.
Certainly. We offer a world-class exclusive selection from $1,900 complete rings to $250,000 celebrity rings. Best bridal designers in the world create these one-of-a-kind rings specifically to showcase your individuality like no other ring.
Genesis Diamonds.
I'm David Cooper. Come see us on Montgomery Road.
All right, welcome back into Cincinnati's ESPN 1530, Fox Sports 1360. It's high school football night, powered by TriStateFootball.com. He's Greg Shoemaker. I'm Dan Claskins. We're going to get right back out to our coach hotline. We're going to go over to the ECC, where we had a barn burner tonight between Turpin and Milford. And it was the Spartans coming out on top in this one. They win by a score of 24-21. Here to talk about that victory with us, head coach Brian Walker joining us now. And Brian, congrats on snapping that losing streak here and finishing the regular season with the big win, man. How were the fellas feeling after this one?
They're fired up. They're still excited right now, and it was crucial. Didn't want to go into the off season with that losing streak, and hoping the younger teams win tomorrow. Definitely a big win for the program.
Yeah. So when you look at this, I know you had to leapfrog several teams. Do you know if you're in or out? Are you going to get that 16 seed? And what do you know about your playoff chances?
I don't. I'm waiting to hear. It's looking like a long shot. We should find out soon. You guys know anything?
I know we're sitting here trying to look at all the teams you need to leapfrog.
Yeah,
it's a long shot.
Well, like you said,
we just wanted to take care of our business.
Yeah, I mean that's all you could do. Control what you can control. And you know when you guys pick up this big win tonight. I mean, gosh, 24-21. It was a great game for those of us that weren't there. Tell us what was the key to the victory.
It was just sticking together. We lost our lead in the third quarter. They came back on us, but we didn't panic. Made some big plays. A huge fourth down catch, and the guys just didn't panic. So, scored one with about a minute to go up on a nice catch, throwing catch, and we're able to hang in there. Just very proud of these seniors, and glad that my staff and team, kept coming to work every week, facing the new challenge.
Yeah, you talk about challenges. I was out and watched you guys against, I think it was Milford. I think it was Milford, and you guys, your offensive line's a little bit on the small side, but you guys did well, and I know your quarterback is your biggest player on your team, but he's had to handle a lot of adversity and a lot this year. Talk about Devin Nigam and just what he means to your team and what he means to that offense.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked. And for anybody listening, I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the city. For better and worse, he is bigger than my whole line. You know, we're small, and you can only hide that for so long. There's some tenacious defenses in our league, and you know, sometimes we have to just do what we can. But Devin's a beast. He's every bit of 6'5", 225, and can make all the throws. And when you take into account that he's running for his life sometimes, and the defensive fronts we're going against, somebody's going to be really lucky to have him. I'm gonna miss going to battle with him, and you know, he made some plays that he would like to have back tonight, but he made the big throws in the end, and he's a great quarterback, very talented.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, you talk about it, you know, it's good to end the season. We don't have to carry this streak on here. You've got a ton of young players on there. I mean, what are you most excited about when you look ahead to what does lie ahead with your returners as you move into looking towards the offseason and next season? I mean, they picked up a lot of valuable experience this year for sure.
Good point. And it's true. It's hard for me to look ahead, you know, especially as we're in the grind of the ECC, and we had some close ones that we, you know, could have picked up against West Claremont, and you know, even played Lebanon tough. But the good news is the JV team's winning, the freshman team's 8-1. I started several sophomores the last couple of years. This is my second year here, so now that I can step back a little, and even though, you know, we're just coming to an end probably, but I'm gonna go watch these youngsters play tomorrow. Hopefully we can go 3-0 against Milford, who, you know, won the league last year, and they're a solid program every year. Get into the weight room and try to bring some excitement. I think year 3 could kind of be our return.
Well, Brian, we're certainly wishing you the very best. We appreciate you taking a couple minutes. Congrats on getting that win tonight and getting that good mojo back there on the east side.
Well, thank you for the kind words and all the coverage. You guys do a great job.
Thanks, Brian. Well, hopefully we'll talk to you soon.
There you have it. Turpin, they finish off the season with a big win tonight over Milford, 24-21 in the ECC. And Shu, I think with that, it's a good time to take a trip down to that Underground Sports Shop scoreboard. We'll run them down for you from the top, going through all the big ones as we always do. For those of you that missed out on earlier on the game heard right here on these airwaves, St. Xavier, they take care of business in a big way, 62-0 over Life Christian Academy. The Bombers win and now await their playoff hopes, which we'll talk about here in a minute. 35-24 was the score in our Blitz 5 game of the week. LaSalle and Elder in that one. Moeller, who was supposed to play tomorrow, but they end up playing today, and they come up with a 52-27 win. And Muskegon, Shu, is that
Muskegon?
Muskegon, there we go. Muskegon up in Michigan, they win there. In the GMC, Middletown, 28-21 over Fairfield. It was 50-3 as Hamilton down Sycamore. 41-0 Lakota West blanks Mason. Princeton 41-3 over Coleraine. Oak Hills falls 24-6 to Lakota East. In the CHL was Madeira 20-14 over Deer Park. Indian Hill falling to Taylor 28-21. One of the better games of the night. I was watching a little bit of that earlier. Reading and Marymount 37-6 there. In Finneytown, they win by 33 or lose by 33 versus Wyoming 36-3 there. In the ECC, of course, we talked about Turpin's big win. You also had West Claremont beating Little Miami by 10, 17-7. Anderson all over Loveland 49-23. Walnut Hills getting blanked by Kings 42-0. Winton Woods doubles up Lebanon 28-14. Shu. And we talked quite a bit about a lot of interesting, you know, maybe the playoff story isn't going to be great for Turpin here, but man, you look at the rest of this conference, there's a lot of teams that can make some noise.
Yeah, there really are. And, you know, you start with Winton Woods in Division I, Region 4. They're going to be a handful. Obviously, Anderson's the clear front runner in Division II, Region 8. Those two teams right there, I think you look at that league and you go, yeah, they're pretty special. And Kings has had a really good year, even though they're sitting there right behind those other two teams. They played some pretty good defense, and if they get that passing game going a little bit here in November, they could be really tough out because Nate Lyman does a good job, and Carson Lindholm's already running the ball well.
All right, with that, Greg, we're going to take a look at the Division II Region 8 playoff pairings from joeidle.com. We have an update within the last 2 minutes he's posted to the website here with all the projections. None of this is official, of course. We'll start by talking through this for a second. None of it official, but it's the closest thing we can get to a projection. And as we look at it here, Shu, per joeidle.com, and we'll know on Sunday for real, but it appears Anderson, as we know, has the 1 seed. LaSalle will move into that 2 spot. They've clinched a 2 playoff game. Xenia falls from 2 to 3. Baden with the big win, with the big pick, with the division title. They now slide up to 4 here. Mount Healthy 5, Harrison 6, King 7, Butler 8. That's how it looks like with your top 8. If this holds true, Greg, it would be Anderson versus Anderson. Well, we don't really know. Anderson, I guess, would play the 16 seed.
Yeah, it looks like maybe Monroe.
Monroe potential.
Monroe clinched it. So everybody's clinched. So it looks like it's going to be.
Yeah, so Monroe. Then we got Sydney, LaSalle, Trotwood,
and
Xenia, Aiken, Baden, Withrow at Mount Healthy, Lima Senior at Harrison, Butler at Kings. Let's take a look at what they are saying in Division 1, Region 4. Again, this per joeidle.com, unofficial, but updated as recently as just a couple minutes ago. And as expected, the Moeller Crusaders, the 1 seed, Lakota West, looking like they're going to lock in this 2 seed. Winton Woods right there at 3. Princeton, Hamilton, St. X, Lakota East, and Elder. Looks like these are the teams that all will have home games. West Claremont, the 9 seed, Mason, Milford, Oak Hills, Fairfield, Little Miami, Walnut Hills, Sycamore, the 2 mathematically eliminated Western Hills, Coleraine. So, Greg, this means Sycamore, Moeller, Walnut Hills at Lakota West, Fairfield at Winton Woods, Oak Hills at Princeton, Milford at Hamilton, Mason at St. Xavier in a game that will be heard right here on these airwaves. West Claremont, or wait a minute, I got this wrong.
You got that wrong, yeah.
I got that wrong. Mason would play Hamilton.
Yes.
West Claremont.
Wait, you're right, 5-12 matchup.
Where am I missing that up there?
Yeah,
yeah, it's okay. So just resetting it because I butchered it. Sycamore, Moeller, 16-1. 15 at 2 would be Walnut Hills at Lakota West. 14 at 3 is where I got it. Start mixing it up. Little Miami and Winton Woods. 13 at 5 would be Fairfield and Hamilton. Or is that right?
13 at 4.
13 and 4 would be
Fairfield and Princeton.
Fairfield and Princeton. 12 and 5 is the matchup we're looking for. Oak Hills and Hamilton. 11 is Milford, would be at 6.
That's St. X.
That's St. X. It would be St. X Milford here on these airwaves next Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Mason is the 10 seed. They would be going to 7. Lakota East. West Claremont would head to the pit to take on Elder. Man, that could be a good one.
That could be a really fast game too, man. Those 2 teams are running the ball all night long. But yeah, when I look at this, I just think so many first round matchups between league teams. You're looking at Little Miami, Winton Woods matchup in round 1. Princeton, Princeton, Fairfield, Hamilton, and Oak Hills. Yeah, really good matchups there.
Yeah, I mean,
and 7-10
with
Lakota
16
East,
teams,
Mason.
we got to remember you got 4 teams with 2 wins or less. So
yeah.
Really, until you get to the 12 seed Oak Hills, who finished 4 and 6 here, they'll be at Hamilton. Hamilton's playing pretty good. I mean, if you look at it and just say all the favorites hold out here, it's more about what week 2 could look like. We got that would set up Elder at Moeller, Lakota East, Lakota West, a rematch there. St. X will play Winton Woods in that week 2 matchup, and Hamilton would play Princeton. So that's just assuming all the seeding would hold true. But man, that second week of football is going to be a good one.
Yeah, the first week's got some, not so many great matchups in that region. But boy, you're right. Week 2 is going to be fun for sure. Unless somebody throws
we got to pay the bills. We'll take our final break. We'll come back. If we have time, we'll look at some of the other divisions and we'll hand out our final game balls of October. We'll do that when we wrap up this edition of High School Football Tonight right here on ESPN 1530 and Fox Sports 1360.
We've been doing our own thing for more than 50 years at Gold Star. Also, you can do your own thing. The coney thing, the veggie thing, the fries thing, the juicy flat top burger thing, the cheesy, crunchy, wrapped up in a tortilla, can't believe this is a thing. It's not what you'd expect from a neighborhood chili parlor. And we think that's a good thing. At Gold Star, you're invited to come as you are, like what you like, and follow your own recipe.
Every day, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, wherever the mission takes us, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Craving Penn Station East Coast subs? Skip the line and order online at penn-station.com. Get your favorite sub with fresh cut fries and fresh squeezed lemonade. Visit penn-station.com.
Hey, BBN, stay connected to the Cats with the Big Blue Brew, the official newsletter of UK Athletics. The Big Blue Brew is completely free. Sign up today at ukathletics.com/Big Blue Brew. The Big Blue Brew hits inboxes weekday mornings and provides fans with a rundown of top news, trivia questions, unforgettable highlights, and info on upcoming events. Go to ukathletics.com/Big Blue Brew to sign up.
Everybody buckle up. Buckle up.
Let's go.
Buckle up.
Can we go to the store? Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Everybody buckle up.
A lot goes on in the car, but you're in control. So only move when you hear the click that says they're buckled in. Never give up until they buckle up. Learn more at safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Getting engaged today is not as easy as it used to be.
Genesis Diamonds Vice President David Cooper.
Taking into account social media, taking into account lab-grown diamonds versus natural diamonds, it can seem like a lot of information and it can seem difficult.
If you're considering a lab-grown diamond versus a natural diamond, come to Genesis for a complete no-holes-barred education.
All too many jewelers are overpricing their lab-grown diamonds and taking advantage of the customer.
Indeed, some jewelers are charging double what Genesis does for the same stone. At Genesis, you'll learn the facts about lab-grown diamonds so you can make a smart decision and be guaranteed the best
At
price.
Genesis Diamonds, we pride ourselves on education and informing our customers exactly about what they're buying. Regardless of the center stone you choose, be it a naturally mined diamond or a lab-grown diamond, we're going to give you the absolute best price and best value for your budget. We have the lowest prices on lab-grown diamonds in Cincinnati.
Unbeatable value, highest quality, biggest selection, best education, and extreme transparency. Genesis Diamonds on Montgomery Road.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards scoring courtside seats for your favorite team. Progressive cannot guarantee that you can score courtside seats. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, but courtside seats can be astronomical. Maybe if your team plays in a smaller market, you could swing it. Even still, it's unlikely. Maybe fourth row, which are still incredible seats that you'll enjoy greatly. Savings possible. Courtside, long shot. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Progressive cannot guarantee that someone really tall will not sit in front of you at the game, rendering your excellent seats just okay.
It's football season, and Uber Eats is dropping undefeated deals on all your game day favorites. This week, score buy one, get one free spicy chicken sandwiches from Wendy's, only on Uber Eats. Craving even more? We've got you covered with game day deals on pizza, burgers, tacos, and more all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms, taxes, and fees apply. See app for details.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment of the program as we wrap up October here on High School Football Tonight, powered by TriStateFootball.com, Cincinnati's ESPN 1530, Fox Sports 1360. A big thanks going out to all the coaches that joined us tonight, all of you that listened, our wonderful producer behind the glass for working so hard, Kenzie Bartone, and Elena Moore Keegan-Wood on the live stream over at TS Football on our YouTube page. And like to throw a shout out to our friends over at Friday Football Live at Wes Acres, his NKU class wrapping up their Red Zone show after a great season. Pretty cool stuff, Shu. We're really happy.
Yeah,
to
we've
be
had a
working
blast.
with
Thanks,
them.
Elena, for all your work. And Keegan, you guys have been great.
They're great. All their student peers on that program. A lot of fun. Wes doing great stuff there. But also, while we're at it, let's go ahead and, just hand out some game balls, Shu, before we get back here. I've got a couple team game balls I wanted to hand out. A couple team game balls here. And let's start with one of the best teams we cover, the Cooper Jaguars. As you said, Shu, first ever perfect regular season in their school's history. They've earned home field advantage throughout the entire playoffs as the number one team in the state.
Wow.
Tonight, they dominate my alma mater, Dixie Heights, 63-21. First unbeaten regular season in program history. Randy Borchers, the whole team, the whole kit and caboodle. They're going to be a fun team to watch in November.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait for this run. This is, they've been gearing up for it. And hopefully they get another rematch against Highlands there in the state semifinals like they did the last time. That'll be fun to watch. And boy, I'm really rooting for Randy to get this thing knocked out.
And while we're at it, let's go ahead and give one to Greensburg. I mean, they pick up their first win, and it's a playoff game for nonetheless. They haven't won in 2 years, Shu.
That's so
They
awesome.
get the first win tonight. It's in the playoffs. You're getting that dub. They're moving on, baby. They got Lawrenceburg next week, but they can worry about that next Friday night. Let's celebrate the victory. Get that monkey off your back.
Absolutely. I think that's totally good. Hats off to Coach Anderson out there for getting that done. I think that's his first victory as a head coach out there. He's only been there this is his second year. So good job for those guys. And, my game ball tonight has to go to Patrick McLaughlin. 19 for 21 for over 200 yards, a couple touchdown passes, went 8 for 8 on that first drive, first scoring drive, I think, for him, but he lit it up pretty well tonight and had a really breakout game in his senior year. So hats off to Patrick McLaughlin.
Yeah, hats off indeed. And a great story there. Greg, going back just to Kentucky, I had one more over in the Bluegrass State to talk about. And, why don't we go ahead and give it, a couple. I mean, Beechwood, you talk about another team that deserves it tonight. Well, I mean, gosh, their defense finally got scored on tonight, 17 straight. They rallied back there. They allowed their first touchdown in 11 district games. Think about that.
Wow.
And the last 11 district games, first time that they allowed a touchdown. But James Cusick, 83-yard kickoff return, a 16-yard touchdown reception after that to help a 17 unanswered. They end up pulling away. They win anyway. But another team that'll be fun to watch. We'll give our game ball to James Cusick.
Yeah, and I know we did Cooper, but Cam O'Hare tonight went over 100 career yards, or 100 career passing touchdowns. Clay Hayden from Beechwood did it last week. So we have 2 Northern Kentucky kids with over 100 career touchdown. So I want to just give them a shout out as well. So nice job by Cam O'Hara and Clay Hayden to get into elite company.
No doubt about that. Then that is elite company too for what they've been doing. But Shu, as we turn back towards the Buckeye State, we've got some game balls to hand out there. And let's go out to the one. I mean, this was a sealing victory to clinch the GCL co-ed, but Rocco Malazzo comes up with a big interception at the second to last play of the game as McNick was driving to win it. He picks it off at the Rockets' 1-yard line to seal the deal. And not only to seal the deal, but that catapulted Baden up to the 4 seed now, which means a second playoff game as they get into playoff calendar.
That's awesome. I mean, we were talking off the air. Division II Region 8's got a GCL South team and a GCL co-ed team in the top 4, and we'll host 2 playoff games. So that's pretty fun to watch there. I think that's going to be fun. I think if those guys all get down to the Final Four, that's regional.
Something to see there. This isn't really game ball, but I wrote this stat down, and Tony and Ralph on the St. X broadcast, the post-game show. I thought it was this stat just blows my mind. Tonight, St. X won 62-0 versus Life Christian Academy, a much smaller overmatched school for sure. Shoot, they scored 62 points, the Bombers did, but they only had 36 plays of offense, 212 total yards, 62 points. Of their 36 plays, 55% of them, 20 of them went for first downs. I have never seen such a lopsided stat line as that. That's really hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just like everything you do. That's like, what do you call Tecmo Bowl or whatever they call it? Yeah, I mean, amazing night for St. X. 8 different guys scored. A lot of seniors who didn't get a lot of playing time found the end zone for one senior night. Great. Just an awesome night for St. X football. They needed one like that.
Yeah, they get it big there. Any other game balls you had, Shu?
Yeah, I want to give one out to Shelvon Hibbett from Princeton. He's got 13 sacks on the year. He had 2 more tonight. He's had 8 sacks in the last 5 games. He's just really turned it on for their defense. Hats off to Shelvon Hibbett, who had his 2 sacks tonight and 2.5 tackles for losses and a fumble recovery. So nice job by him.
Sire Smothers, the 26 Sire Summers, the 26-yard interception return that really was the nail in the coffin as the Panthers get knocked off by LaSalle. Let's give that. I mean, Lancers with a big win tonight. that those guys finally got a GCL South win that senior class. That's pretty special as Coach McLaughlin joined with us.
Absolutely, it is. What a great night for those guys. And I'm looking at some other scores. And
well, Shu, I mean, we're down to our final minute or so
Okay.
here.
All
So I wanted to just get your thoughts. We wrap up the regular season. We turn the page to next week. Yes, it is playoffs in Ohio, second week of playoffs in Indiana. Obviously, some Kentucky teams finishing out the regular season. But, man, as we look ahead to next week, a lot of big underdogs on the card.
there are, and you know what do we know? It's some seniors don't want to go out, and there will be that one team that's a senior later team that makes a great run. Maybe it's LaSalle, but there's other teams out there that their seniors aren't going to die, and they're not going to go without a big time fight. And that's what I love about playoff football, because some teams really wear their hearts on their sleeves at this time of year. And you know, the weather starts to change. We're going to have another good week next week, it looks like, but after that,
after that, you'll be wearing your electric socks.
Yeah,
will already
absolutely.
be coming into play. I'm surprised you haven't put them on yet, dude.
Hey,
I don't
now.
know. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. TriStateFootball.com. We'll be covering it all for you there. Be sure to get all the recaps of tonight's games. If you got a Gold Star Team of the Week or a Mellow Window Carpet and Player of the Week nominee, you can email us, staff@TriStateFootball.com before 9 a.m. on Sunday. That's all the time we've got for tonight. For our producer, Kenzie Bartone, Elena Moore, Keegan Wood, and Greg Shoemaker, I'm Dan Claskins. We'll see you next week right here on High School Football Tonight on ESPN 1530 and Fox Sports 1360.